Hey, hey, hey. Hey, guys. Hey, basement crew. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I don't see any new faces on yet tonight, so I think it's safe to go directly over to the ladies. Let's get Becky and Kristen unmuted. Where are you ladies at? I'm still looking for Kristen.
Hey.
Hey, Becky.
Hi.
There's Kristen. Okay. Hey, what do you ladies got for us this week?
I just want to say hi, Sailor, right? That's Sailor, right?
Oh, I know, she's so cute.
Hi, Sailor.
I love it. I love her moves.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. Becky, you want to go first since you're first up here?
Yeah. You're going first, Kristen, right?
Oh, I can go first, yeah. I got a couple things. Again, November 30th is Giving Tuesday, and that's an International Day of Giving. I think I've said it's a National Day of Giving for a long time, but it's really an International Day of Giving. And it's a day that we give back to nonprofits who are making an impact in our community, which I feel, and we all feel that we are. So we are participating again this year. It's probably our fourth or fifth year of doing it. And it's a good fundraiser for us. We usually make a few $1,000s. We'll probably set our goal at maybe 7,000 this year, and we hope we'll make it. We know we'll make it. How's that? I'll post a link for the donation page soon so you guys can donate and share, and I'll let you know when you can share. I think sometimes you can share before or donate before Tuesday, but I'll get you all that info. I also want to ask, please share on Facebook, share on email. I'm hoping to send out an email also that you could just send to your friends that has a link on it too. Not only if you sharing it may get us more donations, can also show other people what we do. You know, maybe somebody doesn't know exactly what we do, or maybe you're going to hit that one person who's like, oh, okay, I needed this. I needed Battlefield Addiction for them or a family member or something. So also I wanted to say, if you can't give on Giving Tuesday, it's beautiful. One thing you could do is give back to someone, act of kindness, something like that on Giving Tuesday. That'll make you feel good too. So just wanted to put that in there too. And then also mom's group tomorrow from 11 to 12. Just a time, there we are, a time when us moms can get together, and it seems like we're really getting a bond, all of us moms. It's so fun. That doesn't mean that some mom who's never been on can't get on, because we want to know more moms the way we know these moms now. Just pop on anytime you want, even if you can only be on for 20 minutes, half an hour. We have some moms who just do that sometimes. Message Angie or I for the link for mom's group. And again, that's tomorrow from 11 to 12 on Zoom. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun. So I guess I get to talk about the fun stuff. Which, if you've been on here, you know by now, I get to talk about fundraising. And if you have never been to a live solution group, you don't know that what we used to do is ask everyone who's able to put in $5 in an envelope, and we'd pass on an envelope. Well, since COVID, we haven't been able to be in person, and it's pretty much nixed our ability to do all our normal fundraising. And so anyway, a few weeks ago, Tim Silky, who is a Battlefield family member here, but he's also a musician, and he suggested that we do like a virtual tip jar. And so we don't really want to call it a tip jar, but Kristen, I believe, is going to add in the chat. So if you go to the bottom of your screen, there's a little icon that says chat. And if you click on that, on my computer anyway, it shows up on the right-hand side. And so anything that anybody posts there shows up. And so Kristen, you're going to do that, right? Add a link.
Yes.
So Kristen's going to add a donate link. So it makes it easy. So until we can be in person, it does make it easy for people if you can donate $5 or whatever you can when you can to that, click on that link and donate. That would be just awesome. And then when I'm done talking, I think we're going to vote on what we're going to call our tip jar. Not really a tip jar. What do we say? A battle jar or a solution jar or a solution. What do we say, guys?
I'll post them right now while you're talking.
Oh, you're going to post them right now.
And,
Okay. So
yeah,
vote on.
Becky and Chris, yeah, these are just the things that were narrowed down, and we wanted everybody here to vote. So if you can click on it when it pops up, which name you think is best, you can do that while she's talking. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now.
That would be great. But anyway, just, I just want to say thank you to everyone that donates, no matter how you donate and when you donate and if you can donate. But what you are doing is you're not only making it possible for us to keep these virtual, doors open, but if you're able to donate, you're also making it possible for everyone that's not able to right now to join in and, know that they're not alone, and, for all of us to be together, support each other, to learn and grow together, and how to be a part of the solution. So for our loved ones, but for ourselves, too. Solution jar. That's what Deb says. A solution jar. I like that too. Anyway, so look for that in the chats on the right. And thank you guys all again for being here and for supporting Battlefield so that we can continue to be here for all of us. So thank you so much.
Great. Sherry Pennington just suggested Art's curse jar.
You know what? I like that, but then we're going to need Art to curse a lot.
And I hear the votes are coming in. Keep going, guys. Keep going.
I like battle jar or curse jar, personally.
Yeah, so solution funds, battle funds, battle jar, and solution jar that Debbie just said. That could be another one somebody can add in there. But it looks like as of right now, the battle jar is winning. So that's, it's been down a little bit. Battle funds just got a vote. So keep it going. If you haven't, click on that and we'll see where it ends up. I think it's moving. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if we do curse jar, does Art have to put $1 every time in that he swears?
Uh-oh.
We all swear?
It looks, I have to end it. I thought it had 2 minutes. I have to end it. So I'm going to give it 30 more seconds, get your votes in, and then I'll end it and we'll let you know where we're at. So thank you, Becky. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, ladies. And like Kristen said, join us tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yes.
Mom's group's been a lot of fun. So join in, ladies. We'd love to have you. Okay. 10 more seconds, and then I'll turn it over to Art. So give me just a second here. It's finishing up. Let's remove the spotlights. Put Art up there in just a second. And where'd my poll go? Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, I think battle jar. Oh, battle funds just got another one. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Battle jar wins. Okay. And it looks like I can share the results. We're learning these cool features on Zoom here live. But it looks like I get to share it with you guys, and now I can stop sharing. And now I can close that and I can go over to the basement crew. Hi guys. All right. Are we ready for some comedy?
Oh yeah.
Where's our Kyle? Kyle's Comedy Corner. We've got Kyle Munkers over here from Rebuild Recovery, manager over there at Rebuild. He brings us our comedy moments. So take it away, Kyle.
I think the majority of the people in the basement over here agree it should be Battle Fun Jar, but I guess we only count for one vote. So
Fun, F-U-N without the D.
Fund.
Fund. Okay, Battle Fund. Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. What did the egg say at the house party? Omelet.
Omelet. Oh my God, nice.
Like omelet, you know?
Omelet.
Like a
Omelet.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So we got a new fridge for the downstairs over here for the clients. Can't wait to see Uh-oh. Can't wait to see the light on the face when they open it up. Does that make sense?
No.
Did you try to make that one up?
No.
I didn't get that right.
I got it. We'll let it slide. You gotta have some shitty ones to make the good ones funnier. You know?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that giant pickle? I mean, it was a pretty big deal. What did Geronimo say when he jumped off the cliff? Me. Did you guys hear about the guy who was cut in half? He's all right now.
Like I said, looking forward to starting my career or something. And
Got it.
I have a friend who broke up with her boyfriend. His name is Ray. Now it's her ex-Ray.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Why does Snoop Dogg need an umbrella? Or drizzle? Close to my dad. He's like, what? Did you guys hear about the yardstick factory? They're not making them any longer. Some of the guys have been renovating a house for work. The first floor looks pretty good, but the second floor, that's another story. What did the blanket say when it fell off the bed? Oh, sheet. Okay. So Art bought a new belt, cost him $200. Problem was it didn't fit. It's a huge waste. I love my job. So you know, I love my job. That's it.
Oh, thank you, Kyle. Thank you. All right, we're ready to roll. Are you ready over there, Art?
Yeah.
All right.
I watched my.
Oh, can I want to say one more thing? Just
Yeah.
quick. I do have to say, I have honestly noticed that Art has lost weight.
Okay.
That's
There
honest.
you go. You got to keep your job.
When he says he loves his job, is that supposed to be a joke too?
Yeah. All right. I watched my second solution group of all time this week, and I watched Kyle talk about, the talk about in the box and out of the box, and once again, and then I had the pleasure of listening to Mom's group later on because Angie had it recorded and it was playing in the room with us, and I got the pleasure of listening to him gush over. I mean, you'd think Kyle is Elvis Presley with these mothers. I mean, I've never seen people so in love with some human being that they were with Kyle. I mean, every comment was how great Kyle was, how clear his message is, and how good of a speaker he is. It was terrible. So I was, so this week will be about like ripping Kyle's message apart and seeing if I can destroy it, making everybody, in all seriousness, I think that I always thought that the goal of Solution Group was to make things clear for people. And as it's went on, I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that our job is to make things clear to people. Our job is to make you think. And our job is to take what you have here and kind of make you obsess over it all week and kind of look into it and see for yourself what comes out of that. And so maybe this week we'll do that. And by the way, as I rip Kyle, as I talk about the message that Kyle put last week, and I kind of dissect it and take it apart, I want you to know that me and Kyle have already done that together, and it's not something I'm doing with to prove Kyle wrong or anything like that. We both read the book. We both understand the book. We've talked about the book, and we both understand the next level of looking into that message and some of the problems with it. So we'll get there in a second. But the first thing I want to say is I got a huge, I live with these guys, and we're in the laboratory, and this is a science lab of addiction. It is this kind of epicenter of it. And I get the privilege of watching and lately there's been a trend of coming over to my living room, and 7-8 people coming over to the living room, and I walk out of my room, or I walk upstairs, or I walk wherever I walk, and 7 people are staring at their cell phones. And, I used to say that was harmful because, and I had a big complaint about people staring at their cell phones in a room together. And I don't like when I do it. I don't like when other people do it, but yet we all do it. And, probably all of you are going to have a family one day, and you're going to hate because you want to have the pleasure of listening to your kids, and you're going to want to be with your kids, but all your kids will come over to your house and they'll sit on their cell phones, and you'll be in the same kind of racket position that I am of having that show up like a complaint. And so I had to look into what I really want, because that complaint shows up. They're always on their cell phone. So now I have to look at why I want that, why I care. And I came to the conclusion that what bothers me about it is I think that there's 2 types of people in the world. There's the people making the videos, and there's the people watching the videos. And I think what we have as a society, and what we have to be very dangerous of, is we could become in this house the people watching the videos. And guess what? The people watching the videos are all broke. Everybody watching the videos is broke. The people making the videos are making money. So kind of the people that are making the videos, they're living life, and we're watching them live life. So what really bothers me about it is we're coming here, and I used to love in this house when we were making the videos. And I love it. It makes me cry every time when we're the ones making the videos, when we're the ones creating. And I think the answer to your problems with addiction come in creation. They come when your life becomes about creation, not watching other people's creations. Watching other people's creations is just going to lead you to depression, just going to lead you to self-pity, going to lead you to all these other places. And so the thing is I don't think that we could put our cell phones down and stare at each other, and that's going to be any type of fun. I think I'm not asking you to put your cell phones down so that you connect with one another and have deep, deep conversations. I don't know if that's possible. And I really think presence has become quite boring, to be honest. Like somebody says it's good to stare at a tree. I don't know. It's pretty boring. You can do it, but it's boring as hell. I mean, really. And so, and being with people has also become, we're so overstimulated, it's become boring. But I will put it in a different way. I complain because I don't want to be my team, the team I want to be part of. I want to be on the team of the creators. I don't want to be on the zombie team. I don't want to be watching somebody else's stupid dance video. I want to see people dancing in my living room. I don't want to see somebody else's, creation to a song. I want us to create a creation to a song. And there's a real feeling of zombie, dead, not alive, fucking zombie when we're all staring at our cell phones. Really underneath life, not on top of it, not vigorous, not invigorated, nothing. Just unhealthy zombies staring at a screen. And that's what my complaint is. Now, I don't know if I need to come out of the box and get out of the box to be able to tell you to get off your fucking phone. I don't know, but get off your fucking phone. You look like a fucking idiot. You're a zombie. We all look like idiots staring at our cell phone. Almost anyone you've ever seen in a restaurant staring at a cell phone, you go, look at that fucking idiot. Every one of us that sits in a room with when we see 2 people sitting in a room staring at their cell phones, not talking to each other, we go, look at those fucking idiots. But we do it. We do it. And my only thing that I'm trying to get across here is create. You can do whatever you want. Stare at your phone a couple hours a day. But what did you create today? What do people want to see that you did? Because you're going to end up with a life of nothing. Stop looking at other people's cars. Go buy a fucking car. Stop looking at other people's dance. Stop listening to other people's fucking, stop listening to what crypto other people buy. Buy some fucking crypto. Stop looking at somebody else's couch and saying, I'm going to have a couch like that one day, and go buy a fucking couch. But that's this thing we're doing. Oh, look at how great so-and-so is. Look at their car. What? Who gives a shit? Look at what this guy did on this video. What did you do today? Well, I watched other people live. And that's what bothers me about it. So I'm going to complain a little bit about it. It bothers me. Now, if you come home and you tell me, hey, Art, there's my car outside. I'm creating, I'm doing things, and we're on the same team. The reason I can tell you that is about what I'm going to tell you here. Not because I care about you. I'm not telling you that because I care about you. I'm telling you that because we have a common goal. I want to stand on the mountaintop of each one of your life and put my hand up and say, I'm there with you. I want to look down at a good life. I want to look down at your new car. I want to look down at the things you've created. I want a phone call that says, this is what I created, Art. And I want to say, God, that's fucking cool. I want to come. I want to watch that. But if we're a group of zombies that stare at our phone, you're not going to call me in any time in the future and tell me what you created. You won't have time. You will absorb all of your time. I love looking at the pictures of Aaron on the top of Mount Rainier. I fucking love it. We can stand there together and go. And he can maybe give me a little credit, and I like a little credit. He can go, thanks, Art. I'm on that mountaintop because you helped me get there. And we can all do that for each other. So that's my rant about phones. Get off it. Not because you need to put it down and have a great conversation with your neighbor, but you need to put it down and create something in your own life that people want to watch. What do people want to watch that you do? Oh, you're too scared? Maybe that's it. Maybe you're too scared to create anything on your own. But make the videos. Stop fucking watching them. You know, we had Bobby here. Bobby was great. Bobby was great for this house. Mm-hmm. He was great for this house because Bobby wanted to be the person that made the videos, not watching them. And it was really cool to have that energy here. And we need to get that back. So that's that. Now I want to talk about, I do want to talk about this idea. And there's a bunch of ways to say in the box and out of the box. You know, when it first started out, we called it consciousness. Being out of the box, what we called it was what the Buddha called it was awakened. So to be out of the box, the Buddha said you're awakened. What Eckhart called it was the watcher of thought, was something outside of yourself, something bigger than yourself. What Eckhart also called it was being out of the box, was being present. It was being present. What Ram Dass, what Jack Kornfield, what these other people call was being awakened, being woke, being above, and not in self. Being in the box means being in self, means being in your own story, being self-absorbed, being protected, being whatever it is that you're going to be. And so in the box means that I'm coming from a position of self. I'm stuck in myself. I'm worried about me. Now, I'm going to tell you tonight, I'm going to tell a lot of people on here, and I'll tell you my story. I'll tell you a little bit about when I started being present. The first thing, when Eckhart told me to be present, the first thing that happened was he said, you're the watcher of thought. You're not thought. And that was the first time in my life that there was two of me in here. For the first time, I saw there wasn't one thing going on here. There wasn't me thinking. There was thinking happening. And a lot of what we do here has to be understood through that premise. You have to understand that when I say you don't care, when I say that you don't love, when I say things like that, when I say that your thoughts aren't you, that you're not thinking, when I say this stuff, it can only be observed and only be noted by somebody who's awake, by somebody who's conscious to this. I remember we were at a training, and the people at the training told us we have a voice in our head. And there was half the people that didn't believe that. They did not believe that there was a voice in their head. They said, I don't have a voice in my head. That's just me. And they didn't believe it. You're going to run into enormous difficulty if you believe the voice in your head is you. In our program, you're going to run into enormous difficulty. You're going to believe everything it says. You're going to not want to tell other people. You're going to keep your thoughts to yourself. You're going to actually be what's called protected. And so the voice in our head is there for a great reason. It's called ego. It's called self. It's called the box. Why is the box here? So the important part about people understanding they need to be in the box or out of the box, the important part about it is understanding why you'd be in the box. So why we are in the box as human beings is we are protecting ourselves. We are guarding ourselves. Our complaints protect us. Our judgments protect us. Our opinions protect us. All these things create the box. Our judgments, our opinions, our complaints, they surround us and they protect us. They put us around the people that we feel are safe. They keep us away from the people that we feel harm us. They protect us. We have to be judgmental as human beings. The more scared we are as human beings, the more judgmental we are as human beings. That's the box. So you have to realize when we say get out of the box, it is a life's work. To live outside of the box is not just something you do. It is a life's work, and it starts with realizing why you're in there. You need to understand why you're in the box. You're in the box because you have all these upsets and all this past inside of you. And people that are more in the box are bothered by everything that people say. Tonight, if you're bothered by anything that I have to say, that's because of your past. That's because you're judgmental. That's because you have a lot of upsets. So if you're bothered by it and I upset you, that's because you haven't done the work. And the work of our lifetime is getting out of the box. I will also say that as human beings, we live in the box. Also, when I say that, what I'm going to tell you is inside the box, there is not a possibility of caring. There is not a possibility of love. And I will say that and then the other thing I will say is, until a human being, maybe a lot of you don't agree with me, until a human being has had a period of their life where, number one, they admitted they don't care and they don't love. For me, it happened when I was 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, it happened for the first time. I was at my grandmother's funeral and I was trying to generate tears and I didn't care. But really quickly, I learned I better. Really quickly, I learned, and there was a voice in my head telling me, this is very bad to not care. This is very bad. You better start showing these people you care. And as an 8-year-old, I became fraudulent for the first time. I started generating fake tears. I started telling everyone how I miss grandma. I started saying all this stuff that people should say, that good people should say. And so there I went. And I forgot about it. And I basically just became that voice. I just became that thing, living in the box. I lived in the box my whole life. Still do. So the important part is to understand that we live in this box, that our complaints surround us, our judgments surround us, our opinions surround us. And the work of getting out of it is monumental. It's not just saying, I'm going to be out of it. It's not just saying, I know that I'm in it. You know you're in it, and you know you can't get out. You know, you should know that. I'm in the box, and I can't get out. The other thing I can say is this idea. It started happening for me in my experience. It was the weirdest thing. I've never been challenged with this before, but I started doing drug treatment. And for the first time, people started questioning whether I cared or not. It was a big deal to people. It was this conversation that started always happening. Art doesn't care. Art does care. Does he care? And I found it very odd. I didn't understand because in my experience, all I did was I had this knack for recovery, I thought. I had this knack for making things happen in my life. And I thought all I need to do is tell people how I've done it and kind of show them I got a knack for this thing. And that's all I need to qualify to be a teacher. But there was something that people kept adding in. They keep telling me that I need to care. And I was about 3 years into doing drug treatment when I figured out, and I had to question myself. And so the question started coming up to me, do I care? And I started saying it to myself, do I care? And I'm going to tell everyone on here, the emphatic answer that I came up with was fuck no. Because see, I had awakened to a voice in my head, and I had realized that the voice in my head had one goal, only one. And that goal was to protect me. Our voices in our head doesn't have the capacity to care about other people. If it is, it's telling you to care about other people because it wants you to look good to other people. So the voice in your head does not care about other people. It cares about your money. It cares about your time. It cares about your fairness. It cares about what's good for you. It cares about your bills, not other people's. It cares about your success. Even worse than it caring about your success, it doesn't like other people's success. Let's get honest. It does not. Stop saying it. Stop faking it. When other people are successful, you feel envious. You feel jealous. You go, fuck, why him? Why not me? It doesn't care. It cares about you. So the first possibility, step one, realize you're in the box. Step two, understand you have a voice in your head that does not care about other people. It doesn't. Your voice in your head does not sit there. Now, if it does, I will challenge you. So as Kyle said, you can only enroll people to change outside the box. And here's where I challenge that. If you live outside the box, you will not care if people change.
will be impossible. Outside the box, we don't care if people change. Why? Because the true nasty reason that we want people to change is the complaints in our head.
You're in acceptance.
Yes.
When you're outside the box.
Outside the box is acceptance. Is acceptance. It's like this. Oh, so-and-so did that. Well, that's their life. Oh, so-and-so's not waking up in the morning. Well, that's their life. Okay. And especially as a peer. Now, as a parent, you're going to run into huge challenges. You will not be able to convince your kid that them changing isn't a complaint. I don't care what you do. Because what there is there's parent and child, and the child looks at the parents and say, you only care about me changing so you look good. So the kid is looking up at and no matter what the parent tries to do to convince the kid that it's not about them, the kid just can't seem to get it figured out that it's not about them. So when your mother tells you to get a new job, the kid says, oh, you're just nagging me. You want me to look good for you. So outside of the box, what I have found to be true, and anyone can challenge this, what I have found to be true, it is very, very difficult to care outside the box. So the problem with what we're talking about in Leadership and Self-Deception, the book, the problem with it is if you're outside the box, you will not care enough to comment and enroll another person to change. It won't exist. Now, let me tell you circumstances of why that book's about leadership. That book is about leadership, not life. And the difference between that book and what we're doing here is, in the book that's about leadership, there's one thing that's present that's not here. And what that is, and what we actually have outside of care, what we need to establish to be able to lead another human being, to be able to have some other human being follow you down a path, or to walk side by side down a path with them, what you will need in that thing is called a common goal. The other person does not need to know you care about them. They need to know that you're both on the same page with a common goal. A common goal. So when that book pertains to a business, they're talking about the result of the business making money. They're talking about the result of the business prospering. So one person then sees that they can follow the other person down the path because it's going to mean more money to them. Not because the person is convinced somehow that the other person cares about them. Nobody's going, my boss just cares about me so deeply that I'll do anything he says. Now, when a common goal is in place, you can change another person's behavior in the box or out of the box. If you have a good boss that has a common goal, he can tell you, stop doing that, you fucking idiot. Or he can be nice. And either one, you're going to do it. Either one, you're going to respect him and you're going to do what he says. So my challenge in that book is, once I get outside the box and I learn to live outside the box, I do not have the capacity, the voice in my head. If the voice in my head isn't complaining about the behavior of other people, then the voice in my head does not want other people to change. The only motivation for wanting other people to change is the complaint.
Yes.
And so it becomes very difficult to get outside the box and actually stay involved in the improvement of others, because you don't have any complaints about them. And it's very difficult to fake it. Okay, so outside the box now I'm going to tell you one other thing. Being outside the box is the only place you can care. Now, I told you don't care, but then I'm going to tell you that being outside the box is the only place that you can possibly care about somebody.
For the same reason.
For the reason that outside the box, you would have to do what's called pondering. You would have to ponder the life of another human being. And in that pondering, you could make slight suggestions. And also, living outside of the box would leave you in a place where other people might want to live like you. And as soon as you're inside the box and complain, nobody in the history of the world ever follows a complainer. And so it will inspire, it will enroll to be outside the box. So for our purposes here, learning to live in presence, outside of self, all this stuff, doing this work, and I'll challenge anyone, if you think you care about other human beings, but you've never done this work, if you think you're good at loving and you've never done this work, I do not believe you. I will never believe you. And I'll say, come on over and we'll talk till the end of time. And you're absolutely, on this one, I'm not going to give in. The only way to get away from the fraudulent caring, the fraudulent love, and get to some truth is to admit to oneself that they don't care and they don't love. Because the work of loving and caring is to get rid of the box, to get rid of self. If you haven't done that work, you can't love or care because you still have the self there and you think it's you. And you're going to live in the box regardless. So while it's said that in a football game, the team that scores more points wins, which is obvious, not many people talk about how difficult it is to score more points. While living outside the box is preferable, we need to talk about how difficult it is, because it's enormously difficult to live in presence with other human beings and not have your mind and the voice in your head protect yourself with your complaints. It's enormously difficult to live in this house and have the voice in your head not complain about the people living in this house. Enormously difficult. In fact, to the point you'd have to be Buddha to have it, to be awakened enough to not live in the box. We live in the box. The key is, and for everyone, there was this question, do I care or not? You know, nobody ever asks if a knee surgeon cares or not. Nobody ever asks if your car mechanic cares or not. Nobody ever asks if your dentist cares or not. Nobody goes to the dentist and go, I know you're fixing my teeth, but do you care about me? And for me, I find it the oddest thing that I'm supposed to care. I find it so appalling. I find it so offensive that I'm supposed to care when I know the people here don't even have the capacity to care about me. But I'm supposed to care. And so why? I will tell you how to fix the problem. Why do I need to care about you? How about I just tell you how to fix the fucking thing? Now, if I didn't know how to fix any of the problems and I didn't have a pathway, well, then I would use me caring about you as some motivation to try to leverage you into fucking changing. And then when you behave bad, I would say something to the extent of, listen, man, I care about you so deeply. You can't keep harming yourself. I would say some bullshit like that. But it's all bullshit. And I will challenge anyone that says they care about other human beings. Do you know you have a self? Do you know you have a self? Do you know you have a voice in your head that's not you, that does not care about other human beings? See, and if you know that, you might be able to do the work to get rid of it, which might lead you to the point where you can actually ponder the life of another human being, create a common goal with that other human being, and walk down the path of that other human being. You might lay in bed at night and you think about another human being's life, and you might think about what you could do to improve it. But it won't be tell them what they need to do to change. It will be what you can add to it. What you could do to provide a little sprinkle to the salad of them. A little something to spice up the soup. Something that you could do to say, hey, if you added this to your life, man, you'd be killing it. Something like that. But if you think that you're going to be able to have all these complaints about another human being in your head, somehow realize you're in the box about them, and then go and just somehow admit that you're no longer in the box, or somehow come to some conclusion that you're not in the box because you're present or something, and then go and approach them and think they're not going to see right through it, you're insane.
That's the predicament.
You are insane. And so I didn't want to send the parents off some wild goose chase. And I want to say, if you're a family member, what you need to do is just learn how to live outside the box. Not because you're going to do anything with anybody, because you're going to learn to live in acceptance. And so when your kid does something crazy, you're just going to be in acceptance over it. Now, that doesn't mean that you accept it. That means that they did it, and that's what happened. And now you're going to figure out what's next. Just like a flat tire. To be an acceptance of a flat tire does not mean that you sit in the car and let the tire be flat. You don't just sit there and go, I accept, I have a flat tire. You don't get out and kick the tire. You don't throw a tantrum. You don't say, how the fuck did I get a flat tire? Why me? You go, flat tire. Got to fix it. Calmly walk out. See your utensils. Jack the car up. Fix the tire. Calm. Have it not show up as a complaint. Now, here's another thing. Not only do people need to not show up as a complaint to lead and enroll, there's another caveat. A good teacher, for instance, a good coach that's watching a basketball team, a good coach sees a human being shooting wrong. It does not show up like a complaint to that coach. You know what it shows up as? Shows up as an opportunity. So that's the other thing. If you really want to get to a place where you're going to effect change on another human being, not only do you have to be out of the box, you have to be in a place where teaching that human being shows up like an opportunity. And when they bat your teaching down and they say, I don't want to hear shit that you have to say, it's still got to show up as an opportunity. So a good history teacher loves a person who doesn't know history. A bad history teacher complains deeply about a person who doesn't understand history. But a good teacher goes, you know what? I got a room full of students that don't know shit about history. This is going to be great. A bad history teacher goes, you know, none of these little shits know anything about history. And it shows up like a complaint. So the reality is, I don't know about this thing called caring. I haven't found it yet. I haven't found where the voice in my head actually does anything about caring about another person's thing. It cares a lot about me. But I'll tell you, when the voice in my head stops caring about me for a second and takes a break and stops protecting me, there is some other capacity out there that's greater than me that has the want to improve the life of other human beings. But it's only when it stops thinking about me for a second. And that's very brief. Most of the time, the voice in my head cares about my time, not yours, my money, not yours, my house, not yours, my mortgage, not your mortgage, my car payment, not your car payment. Now, I'd be a miraculous human being if I sat here and thought about all your car payments all day. I thought about all of your houses all day and your credit scores. I've never really, and we can boil it all down to one thing. You spend a lot of time. I like to enjoy the slot machines. And if you ever want to go and watch fraudulence, watch people playing slot machines next to each other. They will try to convince you that they're happy for each other when the other person's winning. It's not true. It is a 100% fake lie. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You hit that $11,000 jackpot and I'm down 500. I'm so happy for you. I don't care if they're best friends. The one friend is in the car on the way home going, fuck her.
They're just being nice, trying to get some.
All she does is ever win. And I lose. What is wrong with her? What's right with me? That's what it is. Now you find the capacity to care about other people winning slot machine money. You find that capacity and I'll tell you that you're the Buddha. But it ain't going to happen. You're going to be in that room caring about your money, how much down to the penny that you're down, how many times you went to the ATM, how much fees the ATM charged you, whether you're going to make it or not. Now, this is a good system. So let's not talk about none of this stuff as being bad. The fact that we have a voice in our head that protects us, we could have enormous difficulty if we didn't. So we have a voice in our head that protects us. You got to see it. It's good for you. But if we're ever going to get the capacity to do anything else, that voice can't be present. The protection has got to go away. Got to the point where I don't even, for me, and anyone can challenge it, and I don't care. For me, I don't even believe that I love you is an accurate phrase. is an accurate sentence. The word I love you is insane. The sentence I love you is insane. Because what does it mean? I love you, divorce. I love you, divorce. I love you, divorce. I love you, divorce. What happened? Either it wasn't real or it ain't real. And we're full of shit. Now, for the time being, I'm not protecting myself from you. I'm out of the box with you. From the time being. Now that could change. And also, in an intimate relationship, from the time being right now, I'm not protecting myself from you. I'm sharing my thoughts with you. And I also am physically attracted to you. Therefore, somehow I'm putting a sentence together that says I love you. But the reality is right now, I'm not protecting myself from you. But in the very near future, we might be protecting ourselves from each other. And in the very near future, you could gain 15 pounds and I won't find you very attractive. Now, I'm sorry. But this is to make you think. I don't know if what I say is true. It's true. For me, it's in my experience. For me, in my experience, you know, I was disgusted by watching people treat me, because I went to treatment a lot when I was in IOPs and an alcoholic. And I was disgusted by people telling me they care about me. I was disgusted by it. Because to me, to care about means to ponder, to think about. To care means to think about. So a man told me he cares about me. I said, really? How much have you thought about me today? Well, I haven't. Well, then stop telling me you care about me. If somebody tells you that they care about you, but they haven't thought about you in 10 years, would you believe them? So to care would mean to think about. And if we put it that way and we say to care about another human means to think about another human being, just generally go with today, how much time did you think pondering the benefits that you could add to another human being's life? How much time did you spend doing that today? Really? I don't see any hands because you probably didn't. And that's okay because you got to live and you got to survive. Now, the goal, the work of a lifetime is to figure out how to get to the point where you can ponder the life of another human being. How you can be in your car, happy in acceptance of your own life and go, what could I add to another person's life? What could I do? Now, I didn't say that means you care. It might, but it's going to benefit you when you benefit that other person's life, and that's why you're doing it. Even nastier. So, I hope that's enough to make you think. You know, I really found that me even gaining the capacity to care about other human beings started with this one thing: I don't care. And something's wrong because I thought something was wrong with me because everybody told me that they cared about everybody. And this happened for me in a room of treatment providers, 11 and 12 of them. 11 or 12 treatment providers sitting in LA on Sunset Avenue in a boardroom on the 50th floor of the most beautiful building. And they're all sitting around in the boardroom talking about how much they care about the clients. And old Art raises his hand and goes, really? You do? Because I don't give a shit. How do you like that, guys? I don't care about them. Take that. And then I wanted to know how they cared because I didn't believe it. I said, you go home at night and think about your clients? Well, no. Well, then what the fuck are you talking about? You care about them so much that at 5 o'clock you stop thinking about them? Don't make no sense. It didn't make sense to me. You go home and you go do out whatever you got to do with your family, and you don't think about any of the clients, and you're going to come here tomorrow and tell them you care about them. No, see, to care about them, would you mean you went home and you came back and you go, hey man, last night I spent the night thinking about you. Here's what I'm concerned about. Here's what you could do. What do you think? That would be something you'd believe in, somebody caring about you at that point.
So you're saying the only way to have love is for your life to completely be out of the box?
Mm-hmm. I'm saying there's either one or two things going on, love or protection. I would say that the phrase, I love you, who are you in love with, doesn't exist. In fact, what you should say is, who are you in love against?
So how about,
Well, did you hear that? Who are you in love against? Because it's two people protecting themselves from each other most of the time, and then sometimes letting their guard down.
how does say a 7-year-old daughter protect herself from that?
She hasn't done that yet. A 7-year-old daughter hasn't got to the point where it's there yet. It'll be growing soon. As that daughter experiences more no's, as she experiences more disadvantages, as she experiences more pain, she will become more and more protective. But no, a 5-year-old does have the capacity because they don't have a self yet. So you'll see a 5-year-old walk into a room and open up his arms to anyone. And then there'll be another 5-year-old that's experienced a little pain. And as soon as a stranger will open up his arms, he'll cry and say, stay away from me. That kid's already developing a voice. Watch out for that, dude.
But I guess what I'm asking is that I can't have love for my daughter unless my life is completely out of the box. Is that?
You will experience, can you experience love inside the box? What's inside the box? Opinion of her, judgment of her, what she should improve, the complaints about her approval, the things that she would need to change so that you look better as a parent. All those things are inside the box.
And I guess I challenge that to say that no matter what's going on, inside or outside the box, I'm always going to have love for my daughter.
Prove it.
How?
You can't.
How do you prove that?
I don't know. You're saying it. I mean, you're saying you always have love for your daughter. Prove it to me. Prove it that you won't get in a position where you're protecting yourself from your daughter, that you'll be judgmental over her, that you'll have opinions over her, that you'll have massive amount of complaints about the way she is, and that you will live in those complaints. So let me just say, look, what if it was a sunset and you told me you love the sunset and then you told me all your complaints about the sunset? Now, if you love a sunset, you would tell me everything beautiful about the sunset and nothing negative about the sunset. But if you had, I love the sunset, but is that love? And I know people want to challenge, people hate when I say this. I don't care, but they hate when I say this. But listen, you know,
I'm not hating.
No, I'm not saying you, I'm saying them. Huh?
I'm just trying to understand, because for me, I mean, it is hard. It is hard to understand because it's like you feel like you will always have love for your daughter, or love for any of these people that's on here's kids. They'll always have love for their kids, and that's going to be an argument with these parents that they'll always have love for their kids.
Well, care, love. Why not? Why not? That it can be improved upon. Let's say that you do have it. Fine, I concede. You do have it.
I just remember the whole solutions we had about like love is an experience, and I think like you say you love your daughter. I think just being that she's your daughter, you experience love with your daughter more often than you would experience love with like Dalton because you've known him for like a month, right? Like, so love, it's like the experience.
Well, let me say it on a different level. On a different level, Cam, you're here knowing you have a voice in your head.
Yeah.
The fact that you know you have a voice in your head, and the fact that you know that that voice is going to protect you from your daughter. How is that voice going to protect you from your daughter?
By telling me the negative things about my daughter.
Telling the negative things about, because what it pertains to you, her negative things somehow pertain to you as a father.
Me being a bad father,
That's right. That's right. So in that mode, now the fact that you know that that's going on may give you the opportunity to love your daughter more. Because now you know the enemy of loving your daughter. The enemy of loving your daughter is the complaints in your head that want to actually put your daughter's life about you. So those complaints in your head make everything that your daughter does something about you. Right? Yes. So as you go through this process, and that's why I challenged anyone in saying that the process of learning to love, learning to be outside the box, comes with this admittance. One that I don't love, and one that I don't care, and one that I'm protecting myself from the people around me. And the way I protect myself around me is while I'm around the people that I'm closest to, I have a high level of judgment and opinions about their behavior. And if I had a high level of judgments and opinions about the sky, I would not love the sky. If I had a high level,
As she gets older, the judgments are going to be a lot different than what they are as a 7-year-old.
sure, she's going to have more of a self.
Right.
She's going to be more anti-dad. She's going to be more, even harder to love. Harder to love.
Because right now it's not like that at all. It's very easy for
Unconditional.
It's very easy for me to have love for whatever she does. You know what I mean? And that's
She hasn't got a self yet. She's going to get a little personality. She's going to get a little painful. She's going to say things to you that aren't nice. She's going to be resentful.
She has, but
Yeah. But I always, whenever we get
through acceptance, I think it's helped me to, to be or not be so much out the box though.
yeah, but I just get this, sense, and I always get this sense. I just get this sense that everyone just disqualifies the work. So last week when we talk about being in the box or out of the box, we have to talk about how difficult it is. We have to talk about the level of judgment that's in our head, the level of opinions, and the closer we are with people, it seems to get worse.
Yeah.
Just like the
It
difference
seems-
between new love and like what
Oh, yeah.
you accept everything about them.
Yes.
It's never going to change, and then as it continues, like these complaints come up, and then these forms of protection and
That's right.
judgment and all that stuff.
And it's important to see that our complaints are there to protect us. There's something inside that we don't like being annoyed. We don't like being bothered. And so we wish and we hope for this other person that's annoying and bothering us to change. And it's so hard for people to see that and admit that that's not love. It's just not love. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because you could say you love ice cream. And the moment you tell me you love vanilla ice cream, you cannot tell me what's wrong with vanilla ice cream. You just tell me what's right. And you could not convince anyone. And so why is it different for a human being? You could not convince anyone that if you say, I love vanilla ice cream, and then begin to complaining about the faults of vanilla ice cream, you could convince nobody in the world that you loved vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
But we just have to, as human beings, for some reason, we have to look good. And we just have to tell people that we love and care. We just have to. We just cannot let it down and go, I don't love and I don't care. I'd like to, but I don't. When I'm around you, all I have is complaints and judgment and opinions, and I want you to change. Now, I love Woofy. I do not have any complaints, judgment. I love her. If you've all known me, you've never heard me say one negative thing about Woofy. Why is that? It's because I love her. I love her. When I'm with her, there's nothing in my head saying she should change. Nothing. It's just beautiful. And people just can't do it. And I say, if you can do it, if you can just tell people, if you can stop worrying about what people think, whether you love or care or not. And if you can admit to yourself, if you can look and see this voice in your head, just right there, if you can see the voice right there, complaining about the person, annoyed by the person, bothered by the person. If you can see it, you can now see the enemy. And if you see the enemy, you can now possibly do something about it. You can now negotiate the enemy. And you can go, oh, look at this thing right here protecting me. I can't love and protect at the same time. I can't. There's not a voice in my head protecting me. But then what happens, we start getting fat. And we love chocolate cake when we're little. We love it. But then all of a sudden we start protecting ourselves from chocolate cake, because there's a voice in our head going, don't eat that. Don't, you're going to get fat. And now we start not loving chocolate cake anymore, because mixed with chocolate cake is guilt. And all of a sudden that's not love anymore. And somebody goes, do you love chocolate cake? And you can't say it the same. Just like smoking cigarettes. There's very few people that go, I fucking love smoking cigarettes. I fucking love it. And there's people that sometimes when they do heroin, or sometimes when you see people that do, you ever watch someone that loves smoking after they've done heroin? It's like they're making love to that cigarette, man. Somebody has their drink. If they're an alcoholic, they get that first drink. They get that cigarette. They're looking at it. Oh man, they're in love with that cigarette. But see, there's something that comes in. There's a protection from that cigarette. We can't love cigarettes. Our mind won't let us. They're bad. They're going to kill us. And that's exactly the same thing with everything. This is going to make me look bad. This is going to make me. So it's tough for me to say, I can't just sit here and say, I love you all. I love and care about you so deeply, because sometimes I feel like I got to protect myself from you. You're going to break my shit. You're going to steal shit. You're going to go out and get high. You're going to hurt me some way. You're going to be in my bathroom and you're going to overdose. And what's that going to be about me? You're going to make my program look bad and I'm not going to get business. So imagine the work that I have to go through to care about you all. It's endless. And I'll challenge anyone that thinks they care about people. Come sit in this chair, spend a week here. You will be fucking yelling at everyone in this room. You will be protecting yourself. You will be hiding in the bedroom. Trust me. You'll be covering up your head with the sheets and you won't come out.
Yes.
You got one addict and you've been doing that already.
I don't want anybody.
There's 22 of them here.
I don't want anybody to get high because they get high. It's not because I necessarily care about them. It's because when they get high, that means I'm staying the night.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it makes makes us look.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it. People getting high in our program, and all of a sudden, we start feeling bad about ourselves. When people are doing good, we start feeling great about ourselves. Listen, you have to get to a point where you can see the enemy. There's something that's standing in the way of us loving each other. Please understand that. Don't just negate that. Don't just say you do. Don't just say you love everybody because you want to look good. Don't just say you care about everyone because you want to look good. Stop. Look at what's in the way of caring and loving. That's the work of a lifetime. That's the work of everything that we have. So we can't dismiss the work. We don't just jump out of the box. No. If you can't see you're surrounded by opinions, judgments, complaints all day, then you're blind and you ain't even looking at what's there. And if you're going to just try to tell everybody that you're not judgmental, bullshit. You drive down the street, you see a guy in a big, heavy coat, black guy walking down the street. I know. You just go, he's a nice guy. Every parent that says they're not judgmental, anyone on here that says they're not judgmental, yeah, you're down in Seattle, you're on First Avenue, 4 black people, four homeless people walk right up. Yeah, you don't lock the doors because you're not judgmental. You just go, oh, no, that's judgment. White, black, you don't care. They're homeless. You fucking lock the doors and you go, these people are going to rob me. That's called judgment. No, I care about them so deeply. I open up and hand them my wallet. Shut up. This is tough stuff. So again, I feel it improved the capacity that I do have. And I say what we care about with each other and what you can really hang your hat on, if you want to care about somebody, is if you're on a team together, create a common goal as a team. You know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't care about each other, but they do because they have a common goal. And so when one person fails on the team, they're okay because the other teammates have that common goal and are pulling that person with them. And the person knows that they're being pulled along to the Super Bowl. And so they don't get negative and they don't say, fuck you, and they don't do anything. They say, this guy cares about me, but he really doesn't. He cares about the common goal. They're not out there trying to be out of the box. And Bobby Knight, there's tons and tons of men that got a chair thrown at their head by Bobby Knight that will tell you that he cares about them. Bobby Knight wasn't concerned about being in the box or out of the box. Neither is Bill Belichick. But they have a common goal. And guys respect that common goal. And John Wooden wasn't reading about how to be in the box or out of the box. And he was the greatest coach of all time. Vince Lombardi wasn't worrying if he was in the box or out of the box. He said, here's the common goal. You want to get there or not, dipshits? Let's go. And I don't know why we can't do that in recovery. And I don't know why I have to somehow be a Buddha priest or something to get you guys to motivate. And I don't know. I want to put the question to bed of where I care about anybody out here. Fine, I don't. But can I help you? Yes. Listen. And I don't want my car mechanic to care about my car. That would be fucking weird. I just want him to fix the goddamn thing. He's like, dude, I just want to prove to you that I care about it. Well, how long has it been in the shop? Well, quit fucking with it and touching it. Fix it.
Well, shouldn't he care about the work that he's doing to your car?
Actually, he should care about the common goal. He should care about the common goal. Me and you want a nice car to drive off this lot.
Yeah.
We're on the same page, bud. But I don't need you to care about me. Yeah, I want you to care about your reputation deeply. I want you to care about what you look like when you fix my car. I want us to be on the same page. Yeah, all that. But I don't want to. I want you to ask me how I'm feeling. I don't want you to tell me to express myself to you. What are your thoughts, Art, on your car? Well, me and this car, we've been through a lot, and I've just experienced trauma with it. You know? Well, car, what do you think about Art? Well, he drives me rough. In the guy's therapy and me in my car. You know? Yeah. Anyways.
He just toots my horn so bad.
Yeah. So that's it. I don't know. I mean, very tough work. Very tough work getting rid of judgment, getting rid of opinions, getting rid of this stuff. Now, how do we do it? There's another question. Well, you get rid of your insecurities. As you get rid of your insecurities, you will have less judgment about your loved one.
Yeah.
You will be better aware of who you are in the world. Their minor flaws and their minor mistakes and the things they do won't mean anything about you anymore. You'll get more confident in who you are. So as somebody fails around you, you won't put that failure. So as I've gotten older in this business, I've come to the conclusion and worked on my insecurities. Now, the way you work on your insecurities is you attribute every time you're upset to you being insecure. So every time you're upset, you say it's because I'm insecure, not because you did that. So as I've grown, the way that I got rid of my insecurities with you all is that every time somebody behaved poorly and I got upset, I went, what am I insecure about? And as I went down that rabbit hole and figured out what I was insecure about, it went away as an insecurity. And so it went away as an upset. And so now when somebody got high back in the day, I would have to yell at them and I would have to, because I had to look, well, what made that insecure about me? Why? Oh shit, nobody's going to come to my program anymore. Nobody's going to think I'm a good treatment provider. I'm not going to make any money. And all that would go on in an instant when somebody got high in my head. And so I would yell at them because I was very fearful and scared that they were going to ruin my life by getting high. I'm not fearful of that anymore. I'm not insecure of that. So now when somebody gets high, I don't get upset. And now I don't get in the box. And I have the capacity to care deeply. I don't have to worry about my survival when you get high. I can go, well, what are you going through, man? Unless it's Jordan. If it's Jordan, I get angry. He's ruining my score. This guy's been gone on long enough. So, but you see, why would I get angry at Jordan and not at Ryan? And I have to look. Why do I get so upset with Jordan and not? I have to look. So the way you get rid of your insecurities, and that will help with being judgmental, being opinionated, all that stuff. It'll help by not being insecure. Judgmental just means one thing: insecure, scared. So, okay. Now I'm going to try to get as good as Kyle and get some people. Yeah.
Get some people participating. Well, we've got about 13 minutes left, so let's open it up. And so this is the opportunity for anybody who has any questions, about the topic, any comments, any questions about the topic, or if there's anything else out
That's
there.
so long. That sucks. It sucks, but people are scared of me anyway. So.
Oh, so please The way that you let us know that you want to say something is just there's a raise your hand feature on your device. Just here, I'll raise my hand so y'all can see. If you cannot figure out how to do that raise your hand feature, then you can unmute yourself, get my attention, whatever you need to do. Let's get this rolling. And then if there's anybody out there who needs just a coaching moment or anything like that, we're open for that as well. And let's take advantage of this last 12 minutes.
So we're gonna go a little longer if they get out.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. It always takes, once that first person steps up, then the others start rolling in. So who's first? Questions, comments? Anybody confused out there? Say it now. This is your opportunity.
I don't want to talk when Kyle talks. Boy, Kyle's Elvis Presley of the talking circuit. Jesus. Yeah.
There's probably quite a few people out there who do not agree with you at all.
Oh,
They're not
I'm sure.
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Bundle.
Oh, Bundle.
Yes, I had to show that cat. That was really cute. Hey, let me take this opportunity in this lull here to just announce that come the new year, we are going to be resuming group coaching, and we're also going to plan a workshop for the first quarter of the year. So that's pretty exciting. We haven't done any of that since COVID. We just kind of kept thinking we were going to just be live again anytime. And here we've drugged out for a year and a half. And we're really grateful that we've been able to do Zoom for solution groups every week. Haven't missed a beat there. But group coaching is something we haven't done yet, but we are going to resume in-person group coachings. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming. And then a workshop sometime in the first quarter. So that's exciting. So stay tuned on that. More information to come. And if you're somebody who's been through group coaching in the past or workshops, kind of maybe in a week or two, I'll ask you to just share. So those new people, because there's lots of people out there that have met us since COVID and don't even know what it's like to do in-person events with us. So maybe I'll ask a few of you to share too. All right. Is there really nobody out there that has something?
Logan wants to ask.
Okay, great. Logan.
This just popped into my head, and I guess I don't understand it. But like when you say like being in the box, is that similar? Like when we say like to get out of the box. So if we're in the box, getting out of the box, is that like admitting that we're powerless? Is that kind of the same concept? Like we're admitting we're powerless, and
it's a bit beyond that, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
like to realize that you're stuck in the box and you're judgmental and you're
that's right
protecting yourself. Well,
a good step is admitting that you can't stop that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, admitting that it's constantly going on.
And that's being powerless over
right
to that, right?
That's right. I mean, can you stop judgment? And I love when people just post shit like say, don't be so judgmental without telling us how.
That's them judging.
Yeah. Like
when you judge somebody else, you're judging yourself anyway.
Well,
it's the first step.
Yeah. I mean, I just think, I think that our brain is engineered to be judgmental. Our brain is engineered to care about us. We have a survival mechanism. Our brain, the voice in our head started with run, dummy. I mean, that's what it started with. Run, dummy. Eat, dummy.
Run, Forrest.
Go. Get away from that. And so we have this voice that's protective, and you have to understand that. Protection, 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 protection. That's what's going on in our heads. Protection. And I'm going to say it over and over because you got to look. You got to watch this week how much your voice is protecting you. Because that's what it's doing.
All right, we've got Stacey.
Okay.
You can finish that thought while we're getting her unmuted. Hey, Stacey.
Okay.
Hi.
So would you say that the best way to get out of the box is to work as, like you were mentioning, the coaches on sports teams, to make the group a team with a common goal of getting clean and getting sober?
Mm-hmm.
Is
That's good. And I think the problem with parents and kids, is they don't have the same common goal. And no matter how much you care about somebody, if their goals aren't the same, you're not going to be, you can't lead them. And we have parents right now that are having enormous difficulty leading their kids because they don't have the same common goal. And a lot of the kids, the reason why I get to lead them is simple. We both have the common goal of getting their parents off their back. I mean, that's literally a lot of the shit that goes on. Hey, help me get my mom off my back. And some kids come here and say, help me get clean. And some say, help me get a house. And some say, help me move on in the future. But I have different, I've had a common goal with a kid in my program to learn to smoke weed responsibly. I've had that before. Me and him got on a common goal and I was able to lead him to that goal. And the parents are out there right now. And so, it can't be, we have to figure out what the common goal is. And I don't care how much care you think you have without this common goal and figuring out what that goal is. And that's the problem with a wayward teen or a wayward kid. Their goal is to get messed up. Their goal is to escape.
Yeah.
Well, you're never going to be on the same goal as a parent.
Yeah.
You're not. And you're going to be talking to your kid about credit and IRA, and he's not going to know what the hell language you're even talking about. And, so you really have to see this. And you can really see how caring can really, really screw shit up when there's not a common goal.
Well, and part of that common goal, it could be just, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Part of that common goal could be when you do, like, on a team, you encourage each other, right? You encourage, like, your team down there, like, you get people to start encouraging each other, like, hey, come on, you can do it.
Yeah, if they did, and that's why I've kind of put a kibosh on these guys ever getting to a position where they could get out of the box and enroll each other and try to help create change with each other. Though they can hold each other accountable and they can kind of point out each other's flaws, but it's not going to be very easy for one of them to convince the other one of a common goal, because actually you guys are not a team. You're actually rivals they're actually rivals kind of in this room, and really the reflection of their housemate. You guys are using your housemates to reflect yourself. So you're using your housemates as a comparison, which will make it very tough if they get a house and you don't. It'll make it very tough if they pull up in the brand new car and you don't. It'll make it very tough to be happy for them if they move out and you don't. It'll be very tough to do this. And so they can be in a common goal with me, but probably very difficult to be on a common goal with each other. And we've kind of established that here, that it's going to be very difficult for one of them to walk into the other one and go, hey, I need you to make your bed. Yeah. Hey, I need you to do your chores, without getting a big FU.
Yeah.
And so, but if the Super Bowl was, we all had houses and then we got to stand on the podium and get a parade for us once we all got houses, then it would probably be a better system. Right? Once we all drive a Porsche or a BMW or a Mercedes and we all have a beautiful house, we get to stand up and we get to say we're the best program that ever existed, and we get to raise our hands like this. Then I'm sure if somebody said, hey, dude, make your bed, and the reason I'm telling you that is because we want to, come on, the goal, let's go. Yeah. It would be a lot easier to hold each other accountable.
Well, the goal has to benefit the individual too.
Thank you.
I can get my own Porsche.
Thanks, Stacy.
Yeah. Anyone else's help.
Yes.
But you can't win a Super Bowl on your own.
Yes. The common goal has to be the individual seeing that they can't do it alone. That whatever that common goal is has to be done together. So it's all this is brutal. Like, I didn't come on here. I don't always come on here and give the good news. I'm going to make you think this week. And that's good. And that's the thing about Kyle, and that's why I wanted to smash the parent moms that were on Solution Group, because I didn't want it to end there. because the way that they were all talking was Kyle told us it in a way that had us all figure it out. We've got it now. And I wanted to say, wait. And I like being that kind of dick. I like being a dick like that and telling people you don't, because, as soon as I've been doing this for 11 years, as soon as I think, and now I look back at the stuff I thought I had figured out 2 years ago and I'm embarrassed by it, and on and on and on. So whenever you think you got something figured out, just don't put it in writing or on film.
Wait for the recording.
yeah. Just wait, because you feel stupid watching it.
Well, I think
Says the guy who has 6 years of a library of videos that we've put out of him.
That has watched none of them because I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, that's true. He's never watched any solution group except for Kyle's.
Yeah.
2 in the last month.
I don't think that we actually ever do think we figured it out. I think we lie. I think it's a cover.
Yeah.
To make ourselves look good and to feel good.
Yeah.
We tell ourselves we haven't figured it out, or we may pretend we think we do. But then when you start talking about it and thinking about it, I'm like, well.
Yes.
Maybe
There's
not.
another side of this thing that we didn't see last.
Yeah. So it's like me. It's like me thinking like, do I seriously care? Someone getting high in the house. Is it because I want them to have a life in recovery, or at that moment it's because I don't want to have to deal with them being high? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's most likely I don't want to have to deal with them being high.
Yes.
It's an annoyance to me.
Yes.
So that my complaint arises.
Yeah. But I mean, have you ever, and that's a question, have we ever wanted anyone else to change in our life? I mean, maybe our kids when they're young, but I doubt that even is true. But have we ever been to a place in our life where we wanted other people to change and it wasn't because of a complaint in our head? Have you found that somewhere? That, I mean, for me, it nullifies the fact. I mean, if I don't have a complaint in my head, why would I want you to change? I mean, seriously, if I don't have a complaint about you, then you're perfect. And I don't want you to change. But what wants us to want other people to change is a complaint, unless there's a common goal. And then it's not really a complaint, it's an opportunity. Like, hey, this is how we can get better.
Yeah.
And I need you to know that I'm asking you to get better because it makes me better. And it's upfront and it's honest. There's nobody hiding it going, no, dude, I just want you to catch that ball because I care deeply about you and your success. No one's doing that. Catch the damn ball. I want to feed my family. We need to win, which is a good system, not a bad system. And it's not even a bad system to look at a kid and say, no, in this family, you're going to behave like this because we're going to look good as a family. We're going to do good as a family. In our family, it's important that you have a house, and the shit you're doing is never going to get you a house. So here's what you're going to do on our team. Here's our common goal.
Yeah, it even goes as far as like the pitcher throwing a ball that like can't strike a guy out in 3 or 4 pitches, but he's blaming on his number of pitches on the guy that can't catch the ball.
Right. Yeah, it's to really see, why do we want things to change if there's no complaint? I mean, what the hell are you talking about? The complaint initiates change. So automatically you're going to want someone to change and you're going to be in the box. And you're not, and once you get out of the box, you're not going to find the capacity to want change. So you won't be able to do it. Unless, that's why the book Leadership and Deception is a leadership book about a company. Because there was a motivation outside of the box.
This is something we go back and forth from, right? Right. You get out of the box, but you're most likely you're going to be back in the box.
Well, let's say that we're out of the box when there's no, in our head, there's no judgment, there's no complaints, there's peace. A lot of people are out of the box with their favorite television show.
Yeah.
And then what happens? One bad scene, and you hear them bitching the next day, back in the box.
Yeah, or the next TV program.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, it's over. That's how they ended it.
Change channel, new box.
Yeah, that's how they ended it. You always hear that complaint. That's the ending. Yeah. You never hear anyone go, that's the middle. Yeah. How could they put that in the middle? Always the ending, you know. How could they middle that like that? How could they begin that by beginning like that? Never. You know, this is how we're doing it. So I just wanted to, I don't know. Is there any other hands up, Ange? I love.
I mean, the only thing
Go ahead.
The only thing I want to add is just a reminder of Mom's Group tomorrow, because I'm finding myself already excited about what I want to talk about and explore more with the moms tomorrow. Is that I really liked Art when you said it twice tonight. You said, don't negate the work. Don't get caught up in the argument in the head that we're arguing with what you're saying, because we get hung up every time, you say, I want to see Art's face. It's thank you. It's easier. I'm talking to that. So when you say don't negate the work, I think that's pretty common, and I'd love to talk to the moms. Like, let's explore that a little bit. How often do we negate the work and we don't even get there because we're so busy all week arguing with what you said, we never get there. And so I'm already finding myself excited about that conversation tomorrow with the moms, because I think that's pretty common that we get hung up when you say the love or whatever. And so we're so busy arguing it, wanting to convince otherwise. Well, no, that we don't even get underneath and explore it in what you're saying. So that's all I want to add.
I would also take that one step further and say very rarely do dads have a problem with this. And then I would challenge moms and say, why? Why do dads not have a problem with this topic and moms have such a problem?
Right.
And I'm just gonna answer that and say that because moms identify and compete.
That's right.
And the more caring mother you are, it seems society thinks you're better. The more loving mother you are, you're better. Nobody really ever goes, oh, he's just such a caring, loving father. They care about providing. They care about being a man. They care about all this other stuff. So men will be more challenged if I do a different topic. But when she says don't negate the work, why not? Why can't we say as human beings that I don't care and I don't love enough and I'd like to? Mm-hmm. And in order to care more and to love more, I got to get rid of the protection that I am. I got to get rid of the voice in my head that's protecting me all day. And in order to do that, I got to be very aware of myself. And I got to listen to the voice in my head when I'm with a group of people. And I got to see what it's up to. And I got to sit there and I got to see if it's being judgmental, and I got to breathe it away. And I got to try to shut it up. And it's hard work. And if you haven't done that work and you just want to go ahead and say that you're caring and you're loving, I just don't understand how you get off. I don't understand what makes you better than everyone else. What makes you better? And, I don't have a problem with saying that I've spent my life doing this work, that I've become way more of a caring person, whatever that means, way more of a capacity to love through this work. And that when I started 10 years ago, I had no capacity. None. I protected myself. I was insecure. Everything you guys did meant something about me. I couldn't relax. I was hyper with the complaints. The complaints were everywhere. Everything everyone did. So there.
I think Stacy has one more thing to share. Go ahead, Stacy.
Well, what you said about examining yourself and really hit home. I just wanted to say, ouch. There. And that's really good on wanting more for my daughter, but I really want it for her too. But I don't know.
But Stacey, you don't have to say that. You can be at a point where you go, I want it to end for me.
I do. I'm at that point, right? People go, oh, how's Sarah? I'm like, no change.
Yeah. I want it to end for me. I'm tired of the domination of the situation. It's just exhausting.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Thanks, Stacy. Yeah, and Stacy, I always request your video because that's the only way I can get you on Spotlight. So just so you know, that's why I always do that. All right, thanks.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
if you
that
have if you have your video off, you guys, I can never get people on spotlight. So just heads up. Go ahead, Art. I don't think there's anybody else.
okay. Well, I'll just close it up. I guess I just got to accept the fact that I'm hard to talk to or whatever. I mean, I hope it's because I make people think and they just too busy kind of thinking right now and don't know what to say about this. And I
Yeah,
hope
this
that
will be a great conversation tomorrow morning. I already know it. And I
Yeah,
also
and
think because it gets late, and yeah, I think that's what it
so,
is.
I all I got to say is I just, I think the goal of what we do here every week is not to figure anything out. It's to all leave us at a place where there's an opening. And the opening comes when it exists in your mind that you have nothing figured out. And each week it's going to change, and each week it could get deeper. And I hope it provokes in you something to the extent of growth, and growth coming from the admittance that you do have an enemy. You have one, and it's the voice in your head, and it is there, and it is a champion for you, and it's there protecting you, and it's judging me, what I'm saying right now. If you look close, it judged everything I said tonight. It had an opinion about it. It judged it. It says whether it was right or wrong, and it's protecting you from that. And so much so that we hate not having things figured out, because in our head, when we don't have things figured out, the voice in our head doesn't feel safe. And so it's even worse than that. And that's on top of that. And so it's not just when we don't understand something, it's a very uneasy feeling. And what I challenge you to do is get alone with yourself, process, have deeper thoughts. And also I want to go back to the phone thing. And I want to say, guys, please create. Let's be the people making the video. Let's be the people making something that other people want to watch. Let's not just watch all their shit. It's okay, an hour of TikTok, whatever. But we're getting upwards of 8-9 hours a day of watching other people's creation and being a zombie. Create right here. Talk. Tonight was a creation. It was mine. My thoughts coming out. And I shared them. Kyle did it last week. When we are creating, we are living. When we are watching other people's videos, we are not living, we are existing, and we are existing very miserably as a zombie. And we also feel inferior to the people making those videos. We feel they're better than us, and we're watching them, and it doesn't do anything for our self-esteem. It just makes it worse. They're the good people. They're the exciting people. I want to be around the exciting people. I want to be around the people producing thoughts and having things coming out of them that are a creation. Build a deck, weed a yard, clean a car, make a dinner. Anything but be a zombie. And that's what bothers me about it. And I'll complain. I'll say it anyway. In the box, out of the box. Get off your fucking phone. Do something. Go demo a house, knock that shit down, pound the walls, have your heart beat, put in a new floor, learn to do it. Whatever you do, create. If you create, you won't want to get loaded. If you're a zombie, you will be tired of being a zombie. You will tired of watching the other people live, and you will want to experience some artificial way of living. And you will get loaded to experience what they are feeling naturally. And that's why we get loaded, in my opinion. That's why people relapse, because they're not living. They're existing. They're getting through it. They're watching other people live. So hopefully we don't come over to Art's living room. We come over here to create. We come over here to ask questions. We come over here to live, not sit in a room together and stare at that. If you have created today and create, you want to watch TikTok, just watch TikTok at home. Stay in your bed. Don't do it in a room full of people. So, anyways, thank you for coming. I hope that if you have any, I would love any responses to Angie or anything anyone has to say. We really like the work challenged. We don't know where we're at. It's got to be challenged right now. It's too late years from now. So we need to challenge it now. We don't mind it challenged. I don't mind it. I don't take offense. It'll show me where I'm insecure. That's okay. If I get upset, it'll just show me where I'm insecure. If you show me where I'm insecure, I can do the work of becoming less insecure. So I appreciate it. It's not fun when it's happening, but I will appreciate it if you show me where I'm insecure. I hate it when it's happening. I might be an asshole, but I really love learning that way.
It needs to happen.
It needs to happen. So thank you and see you next week.
Thanks so much. See you all next week. Good night. Good night.